So,
Murali Gundu is Sri Lankan nation
Awesome.
having
Start.
Australian
okay,
citizenship, living in Arab
okay,
countries.
చెప్పు నాన్నకి హౌస్
okay. Very good, very good. Actually, you know what? It makes my day, and it is so fantastic to see all you kids,
ఏం చేస్తున్నావు
wanting to do so well. And I'm so glad to say that you are on the path. And to me, it's to actually be able to share some of my experiences with you all, where even if you take one or two things out of this that helps you grow, I will be the most happiest. So with that, Vijay, you want to bring up the slide deck, and then we will get started. And while he's bringing, so depending on where you are, a very good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, depending on where you are. Right now, where I am, it's about 9:30 in the morning, so it's a morning time for me. I'm in Washington D.C., and before you might be wondering why we are having this presentation or this thing, is just to make you more successful and be more passionate and be more like positive in your outlook, where hopefully by the end of this you will feel so much more better about yourself, and you will feel
అది
that you
అన్నది
can
నేను ఇంకా
conquer the
నేను
world if you think so.
నువ్వు నాకు
And this will be a series, and it is just the first one. And I also want to thank Vivi sir, who he is actually pursuing his passion. And when somebody is coming to you with passion, assured you're going to get the best. So I also want to give kudos to VB for this Little Masters Chess Academy, and hopefully all of us will be in a much better state by the end of this presentation. So, and you can stop me anytime. I do want it to be interactive. That is, if you have any questions, any doubts, just pause me and ask me. And this is not the end of it. So if your question or a doubt is not answered in this session, you can always reach out later on. You can send your questions. I'm always available. So don't think that this is the only 30 minutes. So I just want to make sure that you, the blossoming kids, will continue to blossom. And if there is anything we can do to make your journey wonderful, we'll be more than glad to do that. Now, so I titled the presentation as "You Can Do It," and a lot of you might be thinking, "Oh, everyone says that, but I know the struggle. I have to get up in the morning. I have to do this. My mom will say this. I want to do this." But guess what? You can do it, whatever you want. So, which means you need to first think that, okay, somebody is telling me I can do it. Do what? And that what comes from whatever is your interest, that is your passion, and what you want to be, or how you want to make an impact, or how you want to just blossom, just the way when you see when the plant comes up and you see a bud and it blossoms, and then you will see a beautiful flower. It is the same journey you're all going to have. So that is why I titled this as "You Can Do It." And after that, this slide deck would be sent to all of you, so you can keep referring to it. But then, okay, sir, you're saying I can do it, and then I need to realize what is it that I want to do it. You said passion. Okay, but just with passion, how can I do it? Perseverance, right? So that is where how you keep putting the efforts. And why do we all think that none of these things are crossing our minds is where I'm going to touch upon a couple of important aspects that will help you not just today and not just in chess, but in your academics, in your personal life, in your social life, and even as you grow in your career, it would even help you to be the best of you. And till now, you might be wondering, like, okay, I see a lot of these quotes and a lot of these presentations. So how do I gain from this? And this is where I want to really introduce something called the importance of confidence, where you must have already heard, right? Everybody will tell you to be confident, but have you ever questioned what does even confidence mean? and why most of the people, which is observed actually by a lot of surveys, are not confident. And we will first see what actually is the enemy of confidence. So, BB, if we go to the next slide. So, and I want here to be a little more interactive, at least for a couple of minutes. And I will also bring my own personal experience here, where what I realized over a period of last 30, 40 years is that everybody has the confidence. It's just that it doesn't come up. Why? The biggest enemy of confidence is fear. I am sure even here, let's say in this group, a lot of people might be already wanting to say something or wanting to share something, or they just had a great day yesterday doing something where he was playing well, or he was studying well, or he was answering a question to a teacher that was thought to be very tough. You all might be wanting to share something, and today I'm telling you there is one thing out of this whole presentation: learn to speak up. And that can only be possible if you have the confidence. And whatever is causing trouble to your confidence, let us take a look at it. Some people are not even trying because there is a fear of failure. And some people are, having the fear of missing. Or some here or wherever I've been to so many conferences, so many presentations, a lot of people who have great ideas or the greatest ideas are actually not speaking up, just simply because they think they might be embarrassed. Somebody might be laugh at me, or somebody might be thinking differently about me. And it is these feelings that kind of stop you from being what you are. And then, of course, fear of being a laughing stock, right? You might be thinking something is really good, important, and you see value and you want to share it, but what if people laugh at me? And then, of course, finally, in the process, what if I make a mistake? So let me not even try. So these are some of the pointers I'm just giving you that will stop you from being confident. And the biggest lesson that I learned, and I would like you to learn, is never feel embarrassed. Okay, a few people will laugh at you, so be it. But you will continue to learn, and in the process, you will start to speak up. So here I'll bring a simple personal experience. Vivi was asking me yesterday. By the way, so Vijay and myself, we go a long way. We actually went to school together, and we had a lovely school life, and where we as kids were always exploring and looking around, enjoying, playing, and of course attending the classes. We had a great school life, and that's one thing I want all of you to have, where your journey of the school life is going to be so important that it will bring a lot of good people and wonderful people into your life, and you can continue your journeys with them in person or virtual, because you guys are living in a wonderful world where connectivity is actually no issue, as long as you have the feeling and you have the intent to be connected. Today we are in a very better world. Now, coming to my simple story that I was telling, is that we went to a school called Gandhi School, and I was actually in 7th grade. And there was a big competition where they said, oh, this is a competition from 6th grade to 12th grade. And I don't even know what the name of the competition at the time. It was called elocution or debate, which happened to be one of my biggest passion over a period of time. But at that time, I don't know what is debate, what is elocution. And they said, you know what? They will give you a topic, and you need to speak and say what you think about the topic. And I said, okay, what's the big deal about it? Yes. Okay, no problems. So, and then suddenly when I went to the stage, I saw all these people, and suddenly, I don't know, there was some fear, there was some, it's like it was a very different feeling when you're on stage and you're seeing so many people. But that day, I realized, okay, so what? I will say what I want to say. Okay, if people laugh at it, then I will ask them, why did they laugh? If they like it, I'll ask them why they liked it. But one thing I did not give up is to actually say whatever I want to say. Now, I did not say it with full confidence, but I was also not fearful. Maybe just to give you like a 30 seconds, the presentation of today's, if I were giving on that day in my 7th grade, might be, hi, everybody, uh, but it's a start. And a start will take you a long way. So in the next slide, I'll actually show you how you can overcome your fear. So next slide, Vivi. So you said, okay, how can I be fearless when, there is the feeling of fear of failure, fear of missing, fear of being embarrassed. When do you actually overcome? When you are actually passionate and knowledgeable. Now you might say, these are all big words. How can I be passionate or how can I be? So all that starts with being curious. Curious meaning just as you walk your life every day, you look at your surroundings, you look at people, you look at TV, you look at video, you look at so many things, and I'm sure a lot of things might be appearing very interesting or very curious. After you start your journey of whatever is becoming, more important for you to be more curious, you will explore. I'm telling you, you will explore. Suppose if you are hungry and if you are on a street, you will explore where the food is. But if the food is coming to you on the table, you might never know. So similarly, when you are curious, you find things interesting, you will automatically explore. So first thing is be curious. Speak up. If you don't understand, why is this flower blossoming only in spring? Why don't I see any flowers in winter? These could simply appear to be very silly questions. Guess what? Your wonderful journey always starts with being curious. And once you are curious and you start to explore, you will find your passion. Maybe there are 1,000 things that you are interested. Then you started exploring. Maybe out of those 1,000 things, 5 things might be closer to your heart. Find out what that is. Listen to your heart. And here I'll give you one example of actually as we grow, and I say this funnily, we actually don't grow. And I tell you what I mean by when we grow, we actually don't grow. The best people I love in the world and the best people I regard and I look up to are actually babies. You know why? When you see a baby who has no idea when they came into this world, I'm talking about 1 month baby, 6 months baby, 2-year kid, 3-year kids. If you see them, they will try to crawl even when it is not possible because they are fearless. They don't care if they fall and they start to slowly crawl, right? Then you will see them trying to walk. When you know that their legs are not strong enough or their hands are not strong enough, they still try to get up. And guess what happens? They fall. But did they give up? No. And I don't know, even till today, it is so fascinating to me that we can learn a lot of things from actually babies. And you must also be surprised that, okay, you fall a few times, but eventually what happens? You all stood up, right? You all got up. You started slowly walking. And then what happened? Slowly you are able to jog. Then you are able to slowly run. So if at all, if that baby thought, oh my God, if I try to walk, I will fall, I might get injured, so I will never try to walk, what would happen? And I will pause here. I want to see your feelings on this particular question. What do you think will happen? Maybe Krista, you want to answer? See it? Anyone who wants to answer, what if a baby thinks that, oh, he or she is going to fall if he or she is trying to walk and so stops actually trying, what would happen?
So she won't be able to walk.
Right? So, which means, now do you see, do you need to be fearful? Never. Never ever fear for anything as long as you are giving your best. The baby is also giving his or her best. That's why you see like kids like walking. And then when they're learning in the beginning, they'll ask, Mama, what is this? Papa, what is this? Then they actually learn more in the first 4 years than later on. And I want you guys to continue that. Be a kid, be positive. And one more thing about babies is that when another baby is smiling, what does this baby do? Yes, right? Wonderful, wonderful. So, similarly, as we are growing, we should always be happy for everyone's success, and we will also be successful in the process. This is where it's slightly different from any other things you might have heard, which is a healthy competition might be okay, but never ever compete. Always try to do your best, so that competition makes you that okay, you are 1, he's 2, he's 3. Always think that competition is just a stand, but more importantly, it is you who have to give your best. And guess what? Sometimes you will get more even when somebody else wins. For example, a dad, let's say, is lost a competition, comes home and sees that his daughter or son has actually won. Who is more happier? Right? Yes, reason it is not his victory, but we all know that somewhere down the line, if we embrace people, we enjoy everyone's success. Now, when you actually enjoy, you actually do your best. And when you do your best, you actually end up winning more often than not. So, you have to see the last point on this slide here. Enjoy the journey, independent of results. What I mean by that is, I remember all of us, at least some folks of my generation remember, whenever we go from, let's say, my place, I'm from a place called Eluru, and sometimes we used to go to Hyderabad and Delhi. It's a long journey, and the most happiest part is waiting for your train, getting onto the train, chit-chatting with your friends, and you will see like chai, coffee, dosa. It's all a process where you are enjoying each and every bit of that. And by the time Delhi comes, it is the journey that you enjoy. It was not the Delhi that was important. Similarly, for all of us, we should enjoy every moment of our life. Just enjoy. When you enjoy, you always give the best. And results, they will come sometimes, they will not come sometimes. It's okay. And sometimes, you know what? If you don't win today, it means that your chances of winning tomorrow is low. If you don't win tomorrow, that means your chances of winning later is much higher. The more it is happening, the more likely that you are going to be a winner one day. So let's go to the next slide. So I said, right, you can do it, but you need to find what is it that you can do it. That is where, follow it with your mind and heart. This is a very important thing that I learned in my life, which is whenever we do things because somebody said or because of somebody else, we will never be successful. Our mind and heart should be there. For example, I can tell you 2 kids with the same knowledge are studying math. Somebody is actually curious about how these numbers add up and how is this whole magic. And somebody is like, oh, my mom told me, so 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. Both have the same talent, it can. But the person who is seeing, oh, what does even 1 mean? What does even 2 mean? Okay, these are used to measure something. And what does add mean? Okay, when we bring this thing and when we bring this thing, how do we call this whole thing? There is a process to learning, and that happens when you have your mind and heart in that. I would say that when you are studying, a 30-minute mind and heart based effort is way more useful, way more effective, efficient than a 3 hours of studying just because my mom and dad told me. Remember this in life. You have to be completely into it, even if it's a chess game. That is why chess, I will talk about chess later, where it helps you to focus only on one thing, no other things. And guess what, funnily, you might be already doing it very well. I actually know people of my age or a lot of other people these days, whenever they're doing something, guess what? I actually go up to them and tell. When he is, let's say, I'm making up, and don't get me wrong, let's say somebody is actually coding. Every 2 minutes he will see a phone, or every time they will see, oh, what is he doing? Or every time you see this, what happens is we are generally not focusing, and that's a very important thing. And once you found that, the fourth point is again very important. You are a winner even if you lose, and this is very important. You need to take this message with you, where winning and losing are two qualifiers we put as labels. In fact, there are two words that I don't like in this world, that is win and lose, and of course the third is competition. The reason is these three corrupt our brain, because we try to compare, we try to measure. Just do it, whatever it will take us to. It doesn't matter. Just keep putting your efforts and enjoy your journey, and seek help. When you need something, it's okay to go to dad and mom and say, Mom, I don't know, I don't feel like studying today. It's okay to speak up. And then one day you can say, hey, I'm very much interested in this topic. Can you please sit with me and explain? Or do you know how I can learn more about this particular math concept I'm not able to understand? Parents, people, teachers, your surroundings, everybody is ready to help. But you have to speak up. I don't know how many are, from different languages, but I will come up with a proverb in our own language, which I'll translate, which will not have that much effect. But if you don't ask, even if your mom will not feed you. That is a saying. What it means is you have to ask. If you need something, ask. And the last one is more around the chess, and I might pause here at that, where depending on how you would like to continue this discussion, or you all want to have more of these, then we can actually see what we can do to really inspire you, make you more successful. Again, see, I am using the word successful, which is not a right word, but the reason I use that word is to say that I want you to blossom. Like, see the birds? He was telling me yesterday, very funny, when flowers blossom, they don't care about if the other flower has blossomed and I am not blossoming. No, they just try to blossom their own way. Similarly, all of you, help people around, be yourself and be nice, and this whole world will look beautiful. Now, because you're all taking the first step of, doing something that you guys like, which is in this case chess, I'll bring a couple of points on chess, which is the last slide, and then we will open the floor for all your wonderful questions. So the next slide, do you have the next slide, VB? Yeah. So, there are a few things, and we can continue this later, because I want to open up the floor for all of you kids to ask me something, because asking is what I'm asking you, right? Wow, isn't it interesting? I'm asking you to ask me. So this is the last one, where just like in chess, very few things, right? You all start with the same powers. Guess what? All you kids, everyone starts with all the talents. Just like in chess, you have the same set, they have the same powers, everybody starts on the same thing. But what makes a difference? Later on, how you move things. And you also realize everything has its own value, right? A pawn has its own value, a queen has its own value, a horse has its own value. Similarly, when you guys are looking at various things, you will realize you have to build various skills. because there is a reason why horse can move like this, right? There is a reason why elephant can move like this. But what you can learn in life is just look at your stuff, right? You have a brain, you have an eye, you have a nose, you have a ear, you have hands and legs. But guess what? So you're using your eyes to look at something, you're using your ears to hear something, you're using your legs to walk, right? Similarly, when it comes down to your skills, you need to have various set of skills. Skills could be as simple as being able to say something to someone, or the skill can be as simple as teaching someone a little math that you know. Guess what? A fifth grader can actually teach a third grader. It's about the interest. So you need to understand that there are so many things we can be good at. Identify what is it that I want to do and start developing simple skills, and plan it well. Also, as you can see, sometimes what might seem as a little victory, in the end you might lose, right? Now, actually that's a big life lesson where do not take shortcuts. Sometimes it might feel very good that if I watch this movie, it will give me very happy, a lot of happiness. And Murali told me do whatever you feel like doing. Now, you're watching the movie. What is the cost of it? The cost of it is, yes, you are very happy for these 3 hours. But if you have planned it in such a way that, okay, I wanted to watch a movie, so I will first do this in academics. I will first do this towards my chest. I will do this towards my health. I will do this towards my parents. Okay, I allocate it. Now I got 45 minutes. Now I'll enjoy 45 minutes of video. Now see how happy you would be. Now the reason why I said it is related to chess is, you all know, right? A pawn which is right, before the king, and you got something to really, kill. You might say, oh, with pawn also I'm able to actually get this. Guess what? You exposed your king, and let's say even a simple thing like an elephant on the other side, you're done, right? So think that sometimes ephemeral happiness, temporary happiness may not be worthwhile. But again, you have to plan, you have to slice, balance everything, and you guys will all be successful. And as I said, my biggest favorites are babies, and after that, kids, and after that, teenagers, after that, everyone else, because their ability to learn, their ability to embrace, adopt is very highly powerful. And you all have it, you all can do it. And actually, I want to also thank you all for being so patient. You were listening to me. That is very nice of you. And also want to thank my, good friend BB for, giving this lovely opportunity to get connected with you all wonderful kids. So with that, I want to thank you, and I want to now take questions. Anybody has any questions? First of all, did you guys are okay, or you think, yeah, this is another boring lecture? What are you saying? What are you thinking? I want to know from you kids. Yeah.
Sir, it was really motivating and good for us.
Anyone else? I thought I saw a lot of names, right? Raphael, Jackson, yeah, all of you, please. If you have any questions, ask. Otherwise, ask BB sir later, and I will try to answer whenever you have, whenever we have time.
Sir, I don't have any questions now, sir.
Thank you. But when you get a question, please ask me. If not today, tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Stephen got it.
Yes, sir. Sir, sir, nowadays, especially after lockdown,
Yeah.
the kids are very, very addicted to, you can say, online or these gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
I know my kid also one of the habit of, because she is not doing. Can I say in Telugu?
Yeah, it's fine. That's why I said, yeah, please feel free. I'll translate for others. Yeah,
థ్యాంక్ యూ
please.
సార్. అంటే పిల్లలు బాగా ఆన్లైన్ అని కానీ లేదంటే గ్యాడ్జెట్స్ కానీ బాగా ఎడిక్ట్ అయి ఉన్నారు.
Mm-hmm.
సో దీనికి మీరు ఏదైనా సజెషన్ గాని ఇవ్వగలరా? ఎందుకంటే మా పాప ఆహ్, ఆహ్, మా ఇంట్లో పిల్లల్ని నేను మొబైల్‌కి దగ్గర రానివ్వను.
ఓకే.
కానీ ఇక్కడ కంపల్సరీ అవుతుంది. ఆన్‌లైన్ క్లాసులని లేదంటే
Mhm.
స్కూల్ మెసేజెస్
Yeah.
అని చెప్పేసి దాన్ని అవాయిడ్ చేయడం చాలా చాలా కష్టం వాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు. దీని నుంచి మీరు ఏదైనా సజెషన్ ఇవ్వగలరా? ఎస్పెషల్లీ మాలాంటి పేరెంట్స్.
Yes, I will try my best, and I'm not saying I know all the answers. Uh, so for rest of the people, just to translate, here is a parent version of looking at their kids who can do really wonderful things, are seemingly spending a lot of time on things that seem interesting at that time, like videos and WhatsApp, and how do we enable kids to balance between the video consumption and social activities and their responsibilities. Now, the first of all, the simple answer is there is no 100% no or yes for any activity in our lives. So there has to be a balance, just like I said. How we go about the balance is just trying to explain what might happen. For example, and by the way, this problem is not just the parent who asked the question. I think it's a problem of all the parents, including me. I'm also a parent. It is a genuine problem that all of us are going through. But I don't want to call it a problem. I would say here is a situation that we need to see how to balance. Balance is there is no don't do it will not work. Do it all the time will not work. And also the thing is we need to ask them that hey, did you do everything that you were supposed to do so that now you can do whatever you want? Hey, guess what? You can earn the time to do whatever you want every day by doing other things that you are responsible, and whatever your kitty is, you know what, you can amass like 5 hours by doing, hey mom, today I got up on time, I did my homework, I went to school and listened to the teachers really well, these are the subjects they taught me, and now I'm supposed to study this for the exam coming up, and now I did everything, and mom, do you need any help or can I do what I want? So that's one way of doing it. Now let's also understand kids are kids, and we need to work, and because a lot of kids are there, I want to also learn from them later on, hey, what attracts you folks so much about the video that we don't know? Maybe you can tell us, and we can have a conversation. But I think it's a very tough question. I will try to actually think through again and again. And all of us are here in the same journey, and that's a very good thing. But at least the kids on the call, they should realize that parents want you to enjoy but have a balance. Yeah.
Yes, sir. One more small question.
Yeah.
You told me how to be fearless. You told us one point that is how to be fearless. So, yeah, be curious, realistic efforts, be confident,
Yeah.
enjoy the journey independent.
Mhm.
So, can you explain more on that one?
Yeah, I can explain you more, and just give me 1 second. I am just trying to charge my computer. That means we are almost on the call. So just give me 1 minute because I don't want to lose all of you if it charges out. Okay, so what I mean by that is that enjoy the journey, meaning, so for example, I'll tell you from my personal example, okay? And then, so let us say I have an assignment, let's say when I was a fresh graduate or when I was doing my first software job where they asked me to do something which is not something that I know, number one. Maybe this will be a little more subjective, but I will try to make it more generic where, let's say there are a few things that I need to learn to be able to do what I'm supposed to do. And talk to whoever is an expert in that area, or bring the books, or talk to friends who are good at that and try to learn from them. And while you're learning, what I exactly mean by enjoy the journey is be happy that you're trying to learn something new, and at least be happy that I know one more thing more than yesterday. And even if all of this did not enable you to do the actual assignment on time, you should not be bothered. That is, it is very hard actually, but I'm telling you should not be bothered once you know that, hey, today I got something that I need to finish in the next 1 week where I don't know anything about this subject. So I am going to allocate this much of time every day, and I am learning from the best sources that I have, and hopefully that learning will allow and enable me to get this. But even if I didn't get this, it's is all I'm trying to say. Now, this is where I'm very different from others. It's okay. Same thing, let's say if somebody is in the second year of engineering and thermodynamics is very, very difficult subject, and it's more likely that we might not get 80 marks or 90 marks, but that's okay as long as you know the preference and passion. And okay,
Nana, stop
I
sharing.
will spend this much time. These are the books that I will use. These are the professors or teachers I might reach out to if I need help. And I will actually want to learn